America, the land of power, freedom, and progress. But behind the scenes, some files remain unsolved. Murders, disappearances, unexplained events. Official explanations are insufficient. Witnesses have either remained silent or disappeared. Today, I will introduce you to 7 dark, unsolved cases in American history. And some may still be ongoing. 1. D.B. Cooper money, a parachute, and a vanishing man on a plane. In 1971, a man in a black suit hijacked a plane. He collected a $200,000 ransom and parachuted midair. His body was never found, nor was his identity ever revealed. The FBI investigated for 45 years, but the case was closed. Even today, the answer to the question, who was Cooper, remains unknown. 2. The Georgia Guidestones, an anonymous message to the world and the explosion in 1980. Giant stones suddenly erected in Georgia contain messages to humanity in 8 different languages. Keep the population at 500 million. Live in harmony with nature. But the erected architect remains unknown, and in 2022, they were blown up by unidentified individuals. Many believe a hidden elite's message was behind this. 3. The Roanoke Colony, how did an entire town destroy? Founded in 1587, the Roanoke Colony was the first settlement in the New World for the English, but a year later, the entire colony vanished. No bodies, no traces, only a single word written. Croatoan, more than 100 theories have been put forward, but none are definitive. 4. Marilyn Monroe's death. Was it really a suicide? Officially, an overdose. But his relationship with John F. Kennedy, his connections to the White House FBI records, all point to another possibility. Some believe he was silenced. The autopsy report is full of contradictions. Some documents are completely missing. 5. The Roswell UFO incident. What crashed in 1947? Something crashed on a ranch in the U.S. state of New Mexico. First explanation, UFO. Second explanation, no, just a weather balloon. But witness testimonies, military activity, and subsequent cover-ups remain questions. Perhaps America made first contact with aliens, but kept it a secret. 6. MK-Ultra, a real mind control project the CIA launched, a secret experiment in the 1950s. Was it possible to manipulate people through mind control? Drugs, hypnosis, unconsciousness were used on thousands of people. Most of the project's documentation was destroyed, and to this day, it's still unknown how many victims there were. 7. Brandon Swanson. He called for help, but he was never found. In 2008. 19-year-old Brandon ran off the road in his car. He spoke to his father on the phone for 47 minutes. "I almost had to. Can't you see me?" But suddenly, the sound stopped. Since then, neither his phone nor his body has been found. He was walking down the road. He had a GPS signal, but he disappeared. America's history isn't just about success and progress. It's also about lost lives, closed cases, and unanswered questions. So, do you think these cases weren't solved by sheer luck? Or did someone never want them to be solved? Extra, the lead mask case. A forgotten case on the American frontier, this incident actually took place in Brazil, in the Americas. But it even made its way into FBI archives. In 1966, 2 decomposing bodies were found on a hill north of Rio de Janeiro. Both were wearing suits. They had no wounds on their sides, but on their faces. They had handmade lead masks. With them were an umbrella, a water bottle, a notebook. And in the notebook was written, "Take the capsule at 4:30 p.m. Wait for the effects. Put on the mask. Wait for instructions." No capsule was found, nor instructions. An autopsy could not be performed because the bodies had decomposed. Eyewitnesses reported seeing flashing lights on the hill that night. Police opened the case on suspicion of a paranormal cult. But then the case was abruptly closed. No suspect was ever apprehended. No explanation was ever given. And most importantly, Why did these men make lead masks with their own hands and go to die on a mountaintop? To this day, there are still no answers. This incident remains in the archives as one of the darkest files in both American and world history. History isn't always written by the victors. Sometimes, it's shaped by the silence, the disappeared, and the never explained. What you heard today is only what remains on the surface. If you dare to dig deeper, we're here. If you want to explore these dark archives together, subscribe to Deadly Archives. Forgotten truths may disturb you, but only then will you get closer to the truth.